Welcome to Awakening Heaven on Earth. Before we begin, take a moment to arrive. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to believe, and nowhere you need to go. Simply listen, contemplate, and notice what stirs and resonates within you. This is a shared space of reflection, presence, and remembrance. Now, let us begin. Welcome to this episode focused on Becoming Whole, the Alchemical Marriage, Sacred Text References. In this episode, we explore sacred teachings from spiritual traditions across the world, all pointing toward a timeless truth. What appears divided within us was never meant to remain separate. The masculine and feminine, strength and softness, will and surrender, sun and moon, all seek reunion within the soul. As you listen, allow these teachings to move beyond the intellect. Let them become living wisdom within you. Let us begin. In Christianity, Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. So God created humankind in his own image, male and female. He created them. Now, let's reflect. From the beginning, the image of the divine was never singular in expression. The sacred contains both. The active and the receptive. The strong and the tender. The guiding and the nurturing. Unity is not sameness. It is wholeness. To reject one aspect of ourselves is to reject part of the image through which the divine longs to shine. Consider this. Where have you denied or hidden aspects of yourself that were always sacred? in Taoism. The Tao Te Ching, Chapter 42. The Tao gave birth to one. The one gave birth to two. The two gave birth to the 10,000 things. Now consider. All creation emerges through polarity. Light and dark. Movement and stillness. Yang and yin. Not enemies, but complements. The Tao teaches that harmony is not found through domination of one force over another. Harmony is born when opposites learn to dance together. So let's focus on personal integration. Where in your life are you forcing instead of flowing? Where might balance create greater peace? In Hinduism, there is Shiva and Shakti. Tantric teachings. Shiva without Shakti is Shava, a corpse. It is the union of divine masculine and feminine that gives life to the universe. Think about this. In these teachings, Shiva represents consciousness, presence, structure. Shakti represents energy, creativity, intuition, and life force. One without the other becomes incomplete. Awareness without feeling becomes cold. Energy without grounding becomes scattered. But together, they create living wholeness. Let's integrate this personally. Do you allow both presence and feeling to live fully within you? Can you honor both clarity and intuition as sacred? In Kabbalah, the Zohar says, "The Holy One, blessed be He, does not dwell in a place where male and female are not united." Think about this. This teaching points beyond physical gender. It speaks of inner reconciliation, the divine presence enters where division ends. Where action and wisdom unite. Where strength softens into compassion. Where receptivity no longer hides in shame. Inner harmony becomes a dwelling place for spirit. Ponder this. What inner divisions within you are asking to be healed? What would it feel like to become a sanctuary of inner peace? In Hermeticism and alchemy, as above, so below. That which is divided must be reunited. To produce the philosopher's stone, now consider. Alchemy was never only about turning lead into gold. It was about transforming the divided self. The philosopher's stone symbolizes wholeness. The sacred union of masculine and feminine within. The reconciliation of all inner opposites. The wounded and the wise. The human and the divine. The masculine and the feminine. The alchemist understands that what is fragmented must be lovingly brought back together. Now let's integrate this personally. What parts of yourself are longing to be reunited in love. What inner transformation is trying to emerge through you now? In Christian mysticism, in the Gospel of Thomas, when you make the two one, you will enter the kingdom. Now, think about this. The kingdom is not merely a distant place. It is a state of inner union. A consciousness beyond fragmentation. When the divided self becomes whole, peace emerges naturally. Not because conflict outside disappears, but because conflict within no longer rules us. So then, what would change in your life if the war within you finally ended? As we gather these teachings together, a deeper truth begins to emerge. Across traditions, across centuries, across symbols and language, the message remains the same. Wholeness is not created by rejecting half of yourself. Wholeness is born through sacred reunion. The reunion of strength and softness, action and surrender, wisdom and intuition, fire and water, sun and moon. You were never meant to live divided within yourself. And perhaps the relationships you have searched for outwardly have always been reflections of the union your soul longs to experience within. So before you move on from this moment, pause gently. Notice the parts of yourself, still asking for acceptance. The strength that longs to soften. The tenderness that longs to rise without fear. The clarity that longs to serve with love. The intuition that longs to be trusted. Bring them together now. Not as enemies, not as opposites, but as sacred companions within the temple of your soul. This is the alchemical marriage. The inner union, through which the divine becomes fully alive within you. As we come to a close, remember that this journey continues in many expressions. This podcast is part of a family of partner podcasts. Awakening Heaven on Earth. The space between heaven and earth, and Living Heaven on Earth, are 3 companion podcasts exploring spiritual awakening from complementary perspectives. Awakening Heaven on Earth offers the core teachings and mystical reflections on unity, love, and conscious living. The space between creates room for dialogue, reflection, and lived conversation around those teachings. Living Heaven on Earth focuses on basic spiritual practices that help embody these insights in daily life. Together, they form a unified journey of understanding, experience, and integration, inviting listeners to remember their connection with the divine, with one another, and with the living world. You can find all of them available on the same podcast streaming platforms wherever you listen. And if music helps carry these teachings deeper into the heart, the Unity, Awakening Heaven on Earth album is available on all major music streaming services as a musical companion to this journey. Wherever you engage, through listening, reflection, conversation, or music, may it gently remind you you are not separate. You belong to the one life, and heaven is already unfolding within you. Until next time, Walk gently, love deeply, and embody heaven on earth.